Hey guys, it's Lindsay from World Changing Kids, and today I wanted to tell part 2 of my story about last weekend and the lovely response that my World Changing Kids community made, created, were involved in, the lovely response to the terrible terrorist attacks in New Zealand last Friday. So I'll put the link to part 1 attached to this somehow in case you want to hear the first half. But a quick summary is I was very shaken up by the attack in New Zealand on Friday. I felt very hopeless. I wondered if, all the things that I was trying to do with World Changing Kids and inspiring our children to make the world a better place, was it doing anything? Because how does this keep happening? There were parts to the attack last Friday that seemed so much worse to me with the GoPro and live streaming it, and I was wondering what can we do? What are we gonna do? So I went to bed feeling very down and hopeless, and I woke up on Saturday to a lovely note on my World Changing Kids Facebook page from my friend Sarah, and she said her and her son are going to make cards of love and support to hand out, to deliver to our Muslim friends and neighbors, and she wondered if through World Changing Kids we could make this kind of a bigger group effort. And I thought that's exactly what we need to do. That's what World Changing Kids is all about, empowering people to come together and take action to make the world a better place. So I wrote back, I said, yes, I'm on it, let's do it. Thank you. Thank you for this great idea. Thank you for, motivating me to action. So then I reached out to my friend Smaya in the community, and I asked if we could deliver cards to her mosque, because I didn't really know if you could just go to a mosque with cards. So Smaya wrote back right away and said, this is awesome, this is fantastic. It turns out another friend of mine, Cindy, goes to the same mosque. So Cindy and Smaya set up for us to come at 1 o'clock on Sunday with as many kids as we could gather, as many cards as we could get made in time, and we would deliver them to the mosque. In the meantime, while I'm setting all this up, my friend Cheshmak's friend Carrie also reached out to me through World Changing Kids, and Carrie runs a Baha'i children's class in our community every Sunday morning, and she said that she saw this happening. She saw, Sarah's request, and I put a call out saying, hey, we're going to make cards. If anyone wants to make cards, you can drop them off with me to deliver, or please come with us to deliver them. So Carrie had seen my call for kindness cards, and she said that she's going to get the children in her Sunday morning class to make kindness cards, and she could get them dropped off to me in time to deliver them. And then I said, well, why don't you come with us to deliver the cards? I asked if she would like to do that, and I extended the invite to all the families of the children in her class, and she said she would love to. She would see how many other families could also join. So 1 o'clock on Sunday, we showed up at the AMA Mosque. In the end, we had about 15 kids and 10 parents. Sarah, who started this all with her son and her husband, and then quite a few families from the Baha'i children's class, which was lovely. So we met Cindy and Smaya in the lobby, and they gave us a tour of the mosque. Showed us the different parts. We ended up being up where the women pray, and then it turned into a beautiful, spontaneous, impromptu kind of religion lesson. The kids just started asking questions, and it was Cindy who kind of took the lead in answering these, and it was a beautiful, organic moment of learning. The kids had some great questions. Cindy was open to answering anything and everything. Smaya and Cindy had created a beautiful environment where all the children felt safe and secure and supported and were comfortable asking questions. So it was lovely. Then we went downstairs to where they had a children's class running, and I was asked to say a few words about why we were here and what we were doing. So I explained that without giving too many details to the children, so I wasn't sure what each child was comfortable or ready to know or hear about it. So I just kind of said that, there was someone who had done something in New Zealand on Friday out of hatred. He had done something, to make Muslims not feel safe or welcome in New Zealand. And we wanted to come today with kindness cards to show our Muslim friends and neighbors that we don't agree with what that man did, and that we want to, stand with our Muslim friends and neighbors in love and support, and we'll do everything we can to help keep them safe and to make them know that they're welcome here. So that's why I described it to the children. And then our children handed out all the cards that we'd made and collected to the children there. And everyone hugged and we cried, and it was lovely and it was beautiful. And as we were leaving, one of the men from the mosque came forward and, thanked us for this and said it was really lovely and it was fantastic. And thank you so much in doing this in response to Friday's terrorist attacks. But then he asked if we could keep doing this. He thought it was really important that we keep doing it into the future. And I thought, you're right, like we need to do that. That's what it is. We need to keep building these bridges, and we need to bring our children together with children of the Muslim faith, children of all different faiths and traditions and backgrounds and cultures, so that our kids know each other and these differences are completely normalized, and we learn that we're actually all more the same than we are different. So that was the first half of our day on Sunday. After that, I ended up going to a documentary at the Mayfair, which was already planned weeks before. I barely fit it in, but I didn't want to miss it. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think it was called Wajid, and it was Songs of Separation. And it was a beautiful documentary that had started out featuring 3 musicians in Syria in 2010 who were trying to revitalize and keep alive Sufi music. And then after the filmmaker, went over in 2010 and interviewed these 3 musicians, the revolution happened and the war happened, and the filmmaker decided that this was a bit of a different story now than it was before. So he looked up the 3 musicians, 5-6 years later, finding 2 of them in Turkey and 1 in the Netherlands, and then, asked them about their experiences in the past 5 or 6 years, which are hard to sum up in a very short documentary, but also ask them how music has given them hope and given them purpose throughout all of this terribleness that is going on. So that was a beautiful, inspiring moment. And there was a Q&A at the end with the filmmaker on Skype and my friend Noor, who's the one who organized it. He was kind of leading the panel. 2 other people whose names I can't think of off the top of my head, but I can link you to this Facebook group about the movie if you wanted more information. So that was, again, we're so much more the same than we're different, seeing these refugees' experiences, having to leave Syria and start anew in new places, and to see their hopes and their dreams, and they were the same as any of us would have. So it was a really crazy whirlwind of a weekend. And then actually there's one more part to it that I think is also too long for this video. So I will do a part 3 of what happened, in that we went to another mosque at 7 p.m. on Sunday, and we delivered a kindness painting. And that was a beautiful, lovely experience that needs its whole own video, because that's a long story too. So I will sign off there for now. That was part 2 of our, sharing love and support with our Muslim neighbors and friends story from last weekend. And I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.